It's really cool to just have people in their 20s in general on this platform to, you know, talk about real life shit that people who are 20 years old, you know, have to deal with.
Yes. Welcome back to another weekly edition of ISD and School Detention. We appreciate you guys so much for tuning in this week. As always, you're here with your host, Devonn.
And Pierce.
And we have a special guest in the audience, the boy D Hendo, a.k.a. Dosh, a.k.a. Dash, a.k.a. Milwaukee's best event planner, a.k.a. Michael Blackson before he was Michael Blackson, a.k.a. The man, you know what I'm saying?
Yo. How y'all doing?
I do feel like, honestly, bro, you kind of have I think you'd be a good radio personality. I hope I put the bug in you for to actually go, like, do this shit sometime in the future. I think you'd be good for it. You've always been the guy who's commanded all the attention at school, life of the party, funny dude. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, bro. I'm game, dog. Just let me know.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I could, but I'm talking about you can go apply elsewhere.
Go apply elsewhere. We don't want you on our show.
Nah, I'm fucking. What you mean?
Come on.
I'd be down to try and have you on. I'm not mad at it at all. But I think even besides this, bro, legit, you should definitely go and.
What be the trifecta?
Trifecta.
Who knows?
Trifecta.
Who knows?
You never know.
But I definitely think you should look to go on radio somewhere one day, for sure.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
On a serious note, man. First thing I want to say, R.I.P. to the legend, to the great DMX, man. Rest in heaven, rest in peace.
Yeah, man. That was a tough one, man.
That shit blew my mind, man.
That was a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure everybody was kind of hurt with that one, to be honest.
Definitely, bro. And I think this week I'm gonna title the episode "All Dogs Go to Heaven" as a tribute to DMX, man. And I really feel like, and I put him in our positive news segment, right? Because even though he did pass away, and passing away isn't positive. For one, I'm a believer that when people are struggling in real life, because we all know DMX publicly has struggles, when they pass on, in my personal beliefs, that means that they're at peace.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I put it in a positive segment because when people pass away, it's always a sad thing. It's this, but I think we should get into a habit of celebrating people's lives when they're here and when they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, appreciating them. Because it's going to be sad regardless, so why not make it a little happier and talk about all the good that this person did, especially because they were dogging DMX in the media. All they to talk
Always,
about were
man.
these foreclosed homes and things like that, where it's like, you're not going to talk about all of his accomplishments, all the music he saw, all the feelings he made people, you know, have. I think that's bogus. So I think it's important to celebrate people when they go.
Most definitely. I think that's how most people would want it. It's kind of like a celebration of who they were, what they did for their community and the surrounding people and all that stuff. I know I don't like being sad during funerals, and I mean it's a sad situation already. So I don't know. Personally, for me, I'd rather it almost be like you said, like a celebration, a party, instead of you know, just being upset that I'm not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, they were dogging DMX in the media for a while, just for various things. I mean, why? I mean, he's a celebrity, bro. That's what happens, you know? Like, celebrities are always going to get dogged. Every flaw is going to be magnified, all that. So, I mean, that's just kind of what came with his lifestyle and everything like that. Unfortunately, he, you know, coped in ways that obviously weren't the best for him. But, yeah, man, I mean, he's going to be missed. I know he said an effect on a lot of people's lives, a positive effect on a lot of people's lives. So just the fact that he's gone is something that's going to, you know, leave an impact for a while, you know?
Yeah, and it sucks that when a person passes away, you truly begin to see their impact. And it sucks that they're not here to see it. You know, because before he passed away, nobody was talking about DMX. And now he's gone. Now it's like, oh my God, like this is huge, you know? And I'm not saying that people shouldn't celebrate him or shouldn't go back and listen to his music or do whatever, because I feel like that's an old thing for people to do, to be like, oh, you didn't listen to him before he died, to listen to him now. Like, bro, shut up. If you really cared about the artist, you want people to listen to their music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get that. I think it's more so just like if you were never a fan
Yeah.
before, and then after they die, then you're a huge fan. And oh man, I can't believe you could obviously be say rest in peace. Like I wouldn't get mad at anybody for like just saying rest in peace, even if they weren't a fan. Like that's just something respectful to say. But if you're gonna start acting like you're the biggest fan,
That's fake.
then it's like that's pretty fake. Obviously, you can become a fan after they pass. That's not something that's unheard of for sure. But I think it's just that's just the same thing as like if you weren't friends with them, they pass away, then you're at the funeral crying and saying how much you miss them. This is like
That's weird.
it's like no, you don't because you weren't friends with them when they were alive. So why all of a sudden now that they're gone, you seem to be like their best friend. And same thing kind of goes with the music. Obviously, it's a little bit more different situation, but that's where I think that would be kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody just listening to the music after someone passing away is a bad thing.
No, I don't think it's
I
bad.
don't think so.
I don't think it's.
But I mean, you never know.
Yeah. I don't think it's a horrible thing. But again, it all depends like how much you like really cape for this person. If you sit here act like you was number one fan, or you could say or you try to say shit just to fit in, like I was listening to him back in the day, or I was doing this back in the day. It's like nah, man, you gotta just continue to be you. Don't change up just to fall within this wave of just emotions because everyone's sad this person's gone. Like continue to feel how you felt from the beginning. If you want to listen to music, go right ahead. And it's okay to change your opinion with presented with new information.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, bro. I agree with you.
Do you think that music, and I'm a firm believer of this too, do you think that music sounds different once people pass away?
I think the messages probably come a little bit more clear when they pass away. I think when people are here and, they're making songs that maybe, a little more personal to them. Maybe they're, kind of talking about struggles going on in their life or things that they're kind of dealing with that we aren't really even listening to. But once they pass and then you listen to it again and then you hear what they're talking about and then it's just like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mac Miller, I'm not going to be able to quote this 100%, but there's a line in the song where he's like, I hope, basically like whatever, like my dealer doesn't like give me like lace shit because he doesn't want to meet the 27 club. And that's exactly what happened, and you just sit there and you're like, damn, like that's crazy. Or even Juice WRLD's music. I mean, he talks about all the time, like him feeling like he was going to die soon and this and that. And while they're alive, we're just lit. We're just like, yeah, I'm going to die soon too. But then that's really their feelings and that their emotions coming out on the track, but everyone's just lit to it. So I think once people pass and then you really listen to it, then the messages become so much more clear, and then you realize it's like, damn, like they really were like crying out for help and we weren't doing anything for them, So that's why I think that kind of happens where people start appreciating the music more because the words become a lot more clear once they're gone.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a thing where it's just like, damn, I'm never going to hear this. We're never going to hear anything new from this person again.
Yeah.
So let's appreciate that just as much more. Mm-hmm. So it's a sad yet grateful. It's a humbling situation to understand these people that we looked up to is like I was growing up, I was never like the biggest Mac fan. Not that I didn't listen to him. I said that backwards. Not that I didn't like him. I just never listened to him.
Yeah.
So to go and listen back to that now, damn, I completely forgot my fucking train of thought. Don't you hate it when that happens? I have bars just now. Repeat what you just said.
I was talking about the message becoming clear when someone passes because the emotional aspect of the songs when they're alive is a little clouded because we're just being lit to it in turn. But once they pass, then you start seeing the true essence of what those lyrics were trying to portray and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I was talking about.
Okay. I think what I was saying was completely unrelated. That didn't help at all, but I think I got where I'm coming from. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think what I was saying was we learn to appreciate it more because we know we're never going to hear anything new from that again. Mm-hmm. And because of that, no, I still completed my train of thought. Maybe that was the it for my thought, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
I fucked up. My bad, bro. Anyway.
No, you're good.
I know what I was going to say. We often see these people that we look up to and we celebrate as like heroes and champions and like godly figures or otherworldly because they've reached certain heights of success and they touch so many people and they sell out these concerts and these shows and so many people fuck with what they do.
Right.
We almost forget that these people are human.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, but a lot of people forget that.
That happens a lot,
Yeah.
It happens a lot. I mean, people put people on pedestals, you have a hero. Everybody does it. You know, even if you don't think you do, I mean, everyone has that one person when they look at like, damn, like that's so and so. You know what I'm saying? Like you're never gonna like for you that's probably gonna be J. Cole. Even if like you're cool and you're gonna see him on the street, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like that's fucking J. Cole. You're not just gonna be like, oh shit, cool.
Yeah,
you know, like you're gonna be like, oh shit. Same shit with me. Same shit with everybody else. Everyone has that one person, but so yeah, some people it does kind of seem like they go overboard a little bit, and it's like almost like a worship type of thing, and they can never do any wrong, and this is and this is like oof.
Yeah, because I met plenty of rappers.
Yeah,
but if I meet J. Cole, nigga, I'm gonna do my best to be like, what's going on, or like I'm not gonna force it. Like if we just haven't like, cause you walk past people and you don't speak. It's just whatever. Like they could be on the other side of the room, whatever. But if I see, it's gonna be hard to not like stare at this thing.
That's what I'm saying. You may not do anything, but the feeling inside you is gonna be like you're gonna be sitting there like, damn, that's not just an ordinary person, even though it is. But you're gonna be like that's J. Cole.
Yeah, facts.
You know, so
facts. Man.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I think some people just kind of use celebrities as a way to live through people and experience things that they may never get the chance to experience. You know, for whatever reason, but. I think that's why a lot of people kind of look at the celebrities like that, which isn't a really healthy thing to do.
Not at all.
Then that just limits what you're able to accomplish because you're more content with just watching, whatever celebrity or, group of celebrities out on vacation, posting these pictures there on Instagram or, going live on here and having a great time. And you're at home watching it, smiling at your screen, trying to imagine you being there. But at the same time, it's like, doing that, you could just be there. You could just go. Obviously it's a lot easier said than done. But if there's things you want to experience and do in life, it takes work to get to that point. And then it's gonna be so much more fulfilling when you experience it for yourself instead of, watching people do it. Not that there's something wrong with that, because I watch people do stuff. Everybody watches somebody do things. But that's when that's all you do, and that's what you look forward to doing, and then it's just like it's just weird, I don't know. It comes off weird to me, at least.
You know what made me feel that way? This is when we were kids. Remember BET or was it MTV? Used to have the big summer break concert bash parties in like Miami. That's as a kid, I felt like that. Even though I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Obviously, being like 12 years old, we were too young to even be there. Yeah, all that kind of shit. But I was just like, damn. That's kind of the feeling. Or obviously, the bigger conversation here is life and death. But just to what you're saying about like living through things, I really felt that way. When I would be as a kid, look at MTV or BET Spring Break, I see Soulja Boy on stage, I see Jay-Z up there, Chris Brown, and I'm just like, I'm in the living room, like, see, you can run, right? And I'm just like, damn, that shit is so fucking cool. Yeah. So I get it. Yeah. And that's why it's important to go out and do shit, so you don't end up being that person with regrets.
Exactly. Obviously, you were young, so you couldn't go experience that. But yeah, if you were old enough, why not just go out there, you know, or why not? There's things you can do to have fun and experience the shit yourself, but some people would just rather watch it, and that, what are you gonna do? But I think that also kind of, that's not a healthy thing to do, because once you start doing that, then I feel like that leads to depression quick, because you'll be watching that, the minute you turn it off, you'll be sitting there like, damn, like, why can't I do that? Or why am I not doing that? Or then you just start questioning yourself because you're watching everybody else do what you want to do, then you just start getting down on yourself. So it's like, is that even healthy to do? No, it's not, like why? So why do that? But I mean, I don't know why people do it. I don't
know either, man. But I was talking to somebody else about that the other day, regret and how strong it is. Because I know someone personal to me, they made a decision. It wasn't it wasn't like huge, big, debilitating, but it's definitely a major decision. Like it wasn't life or death, but it was a major decision. Yeah. And now that they're kind of in that decision, they definitely feel away like, man, I should have done this shit. Man, I regret this shit. This was some bullshit. And when we talked about, a fine line of, regret and trying to live your life to the fullest and like being happy and taking risk and when to be safe, I kind of feel bad for this person because, it's a learning lesson at the end of the day. We're only in our 20s, but it was kind of a learning lesson to be like, shit, well, I guess I know a little bit more about myself now, so I don't have to make that decision again. So...
And that's life.
Yeah, she's definitely feeling it though. She's like, this is a bad decision. And when you regret something, you end up taking that out on a situation. And your frustration pulls over into other things in other parts of your life because you're just so mad at that. And you may not be able to fix it, or you may not want to fix it, or you want to wait it out, whatever the case. So you start taking out that frustration on other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, everyone's been in those situations. I definitely have been in those situations where you regret doing something or not doing something. Whether that's you should have turned at this light instead of that light, or you should have said this to her instead of that to her. Or you should have ate this. Whatever. Regret in general. Depending on how heavy it is, heavy of a feeling of regret it is, though. I mean, yeah, it could definitely become a toxic situation, and you're taking your frustration and anger on other people, or
Yeah.
you could try to learn from it and improve yourself. There's different ways to deal with regret and hindsight and stuff like that. Personally, like for me, do I do this 100%, to the T? Probably not. But what I like to do when I'm in a situation where I regret things, or I'm sitting back and I'm like, damn, like I was stupid. I should have done this instead. I should have done, whatever. I try to just learn from it. And then when I'm in that situation again in the future, I know what steps that I am going to want to take. You know what I'm saying? And I could kind of fix it that way, or look back at myself like, okay, why did I make this decision instead of this one? You know what I'm saying? Now, okay, I made this decision. Why did I make that decision? Then learn about it, and then kind of almost look into yourself as to, what made you decide to do that, which you regret doing instead of what you should have been doing. You know what I'm saying? And that too, sometimes it's what I feel like is what's really needed in situations like that is not so much looking at other things as, you're the reason I'm here. You're the reason I'm here. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at you. It's okay. I got myself here. How did I get myself in this situation? What do I need to do to never get in this situation again? Or at least if I am in this situation, I'll know how to handle it better so then I can get a better outcome for myself type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's what I think the best thing to do is in those types of situations is to look in on yourself, look at your flaws, and look at what brought you there. Learn what you need to work on it, and keep it moving and keep it pushing. And and depending on what the situation is, whether that's with the person, whether that's with a job, whether that's with I don't know, but it could fix it. Fixing yourself can help the situation out. You know what I'm saying? If it's with a person, I think if people see that you're working on yourselves and you're making improvements, that's gonna show them that you're changing and you're doing different things, which will possibly make it easier for you two to reconnect, or for a job. You know what I'm saying? If you're like, damn, like I'm not getting the promotion I want to get, but why am I not getting it? Is it my boss's fault or is it my fault? You know what I'm saying? Then you can be like, okay, well, what can I be doing better? Okay, I'm gonna start doing this. Boom, boom, boom. You start doing that. Your boss sees that. It's like, okay, I see that they're making improvements. You know what I'm saying? I see that they're working on and becoming better, which then may lead them to give you that promotion at a later date. You know what I'm saying? So working on yourself and making improvements on yourself first, I think is key before trying to delegate blame and try to put it on everybody else without trying to improve yourself. Because if you don't, then you're just gonna be in the same exact situation you're gonna be in that you're already in at a later date, because you haven't improved your mindset at all. You haven't improved where you're coming from. So when you are in that same situation, the same thought process is gonna happen, which got you there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, okay, I've been here before. I did this last time. What did I learn from that? You know what I'm saying? So instead of thinking like that way, you're just gonna be thinking about this. You're gonna be thinking the same way, which will just get you the same exact results, which is gonna get you the same exact feeling in yourself, which is regret, anger, hostility, all that, which is never good.
Yeah. I don't know how I should have put a button in our DMX conversation first, but rest in peace to the King DMX.
Yeah, man.
Please be safe. Now, going on to what we said about, because we'll get on DMX's music in the next segment.
Yeah.
But going on to what you're saying about like regrets, I actually had something happen this morning. So I'm in my girl's house, and I get up at 8, take the dog out, and I thought, because of me being me, moving too fast, not thinking on the way, I thought I had a dentist appointment today at 11:20. She says an hour away. So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta leave her house at 10, walk to bed, yada, yada, yada. I go out, I run out, and I pick up some stuff for her. She told me to pick up cotton balls. I was rushing, looking for eyelash remover for her, because she needs some eyelash remover. So I go out and look for that. I'm not finding that. Because I had so much tunnel eyelash vision, she asked me to pick up cotton balls. I got cotton swabs, not cotton balls. So that's my first mistake. The other mistake was that whole time, bro, my doctor appointment the dentist appointment wasn't even today. It's in fucking May.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I sat there, rushed out of that house,
Yeah.
did all this stuff to not only not have my appointment be a whole nother fucking month, because I called them and be like, hey, I'm gonna be a few minutes late.
They're like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. So I'm driving, I check a text, it says fucking May. And I'm like, fuck, okay.
Yeah.
Stupid. Then, on top of that, I got her the wrong things. She wanted cotton balls, not cotton swabs. And the regret from that decision is just like, I was sat at my house and I was like, damn. I haven't felt that way in a very long time. I'm always been a forgivable person. I've always been someone who just forgets things, especially if I don't write them down. Sometimes I'll be moving too fast. And so because of that, it kind of took me back to the feeling I had about myself when I was a kid. And I was forget shit. And I'll be like, damn, I'm an idiot. I'm dumb. I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. And it's just like, one, I had to stop myself talking about myself like that because that's only going to make the situation worse.
Very true.
I'm not idiot. I'm not an idiot by any means.
Yeah.
I still remember to do important things like pay bills on time and shit like that. So I'm not like just incapable, unhandy. I'm not having a fucking successful life.
Yeah.
But that still gave me that regret because I'm just like, had I just read this a little bit more, or had I just focused on the text message, had I not been trying to move so fast, trying to get her one thing, but not focus on the other stuff,
Yeah.
then we wouldn't be away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that regret, that shit is real. I felt that about that itty bitty decision. I'm over it now because like it's over. It's not the end of the world. But I feel bad because I care.
In the moment.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I care.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Regret's a bitch, bro. I mean, I've had plenty of conversations with a lot of my friends recently just about regret in various situations in life, man. And it's not it hurts to think back on because you just realize how stupid you were. You know what I'm saying, in the situation and how you dealt with it and what you did. But it's definitely something that needs to be reflected on. I'd imagine, you know, it obviously is ideal to have a life that with no regrets, but that's just not realistic. You know, there's things that you're always going to regret, even if it's small stuff. You know, but yeah, man, regret is a motherfucker, bro. That's why, I mean, you hear it all the time with the older people. I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on YouTube of a 98-year-old gives advice. Yeah, you know, and it's always the same tune of like, you know, if you want to do it because you don't want to regret not doing it when you're older. If you want to talk to that girl and say, you know what I'm saying, or if you want to go, it's always about just do it. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't, you know, if it's something that you want to do, you want to experience, whatever the case is, and do it. Because you will regret it if you don't. If it's somebody you want to talk to, speak, because you regret it if you don't. Yeah. If it's a relationship you want to mend, you know, speak up. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you're gonna have to cast the first net. You know, and say something. You know, and you never know. But if you don't do something, and you really want to, you're gonna regret it, and it's gonna eat at you. You know what I'm saying? Then you're gonna 100%. Feel stupid, bro. You're gonna feel like, Jesus, like, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I say that? You know, and it's just like, sometimes you just gotta do it, even if you don't know what's gonna happen. Sometimes you just gotta start talking. Sometimes you just gotta start walking. Sometimes you just gotta get in the car and turn the ignition. You know what I'm saying? Like, and figure it out. But that's the thing that everyone. I mean, that's definitely something I have to work on. You know, is just, if I want something, if I want to do something, then just go and do it instead of like thinking. I'm a big overthinker, you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Like a lot of people are, you know, and it's just like, I'll find myself in situations where I'm like, oh, I want to do something, or either whether that's I want to talk to this person, I want to go do this, I want to go experience this, and but instead of doing it, I'm over here just thinking about it and overthinking how it's going to happen, and then you realize you didn't even do it because you were thinking about all the wrong that could happen. You weren't even thinking about all the right that could happen, you know? So that's also a mindset you got to have too. Is just, instead of always thinking that it's gonna go horribly wrong, what if it goes horribly right? You know what I'm saying? But most people don't think of it like that, you know. And if more people thought of it like that, then they would, you know, a lot more shit would be getting done, you know, just because they'd be like, fuck it, let's see what happens.
Definitely,
you know.
Definitely, I agree. So, next thing I want to move on to for like the personal pages, just personal note. One thing I realized, I put for the bullet point I typed. How much money can change your situation, but it still not mean anything? The fine line between money meaning everything and nothing at all. And I say that because, right, moved out of my house, as I've always said. Money-wise, things got a little difficult for me. Had to learn how to manage my money better. I was forced to. But I was blessed. Not only did I get the $1,400 stimmy, I also got the stimmies from last year. because they got put on my tax return. So in total, I've come into a lot. Thank you. I've come into a lot of money in the past like couple weeks, months, and I enjoy it. And it's crazy because I was stressed out. I wasn't letting it consume me, but that was definitely a thought.
Yeah.
And it's interesting how there's a little bit more money in my account now than it has been the past few months, and because of that, I feel less stressed. Mm-hmm. And I want to make this point, talk about this because it's interesting. Money can change your situation, and it does have a big impact on your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
But I also was just like, yeah, I got this money, and it's great because I'm able to have a little more flexibility and pay for a trip, pay off credit card loans. Like, that's great. But at the same time, it still did not have an effect on how happy I was. Like, it made a small effect on it because I'm not going to lie, like, knowing that you could put more money down in your credit card on a monthly, or knowing you got a little more wiggle room after you pay rent or get groceries. Maybe you could splurge to get a little something for yourself. Like, knowing that you can do that is a good feeling. But at the same time, I try not to let it suck me up to think that just solved all my issues.
Oh, definitely.
But it's important as fuck.
Yeah, bro. Money's important as fuck, bro. I mean, it's always funny when celebrities and all these people say money doesn't buy you happiness. It doesn't. That's very true. But money will handle a lot of shit that's making me upset right now. You know what I'm saying? So money's obviously important. But yeah, once you do have that money, and obviously you hear people that have money talk about it all the time, like it only helps so much. You still have emotions. At the end of the day, you still have things that you want to do that you aren't doing, or people you want to talk to that don't want to talk to you, whatever it is, like there's still things that you're dealing with that money just will never be able to handle, and take care of. So, I mean, I don't know what sum of money I would need to where it would consume my life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any amount of money that I'd be able to have that I'd wake up happy every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could be a billionaire, but if you're alone, you're going to be lonely as fuck, and you're like, damn, like, this sucks, or, if you're making a bunch of money, but you're making it in, like, horrible ways, or, you're hurting millions of people, like, that's probably going to take a toll on you, too. Like, damn, like, I'm making money, but I'm really fucking up a lot of people's lives, various things. So money, it helps to a certain extent. I'd imagine, like, knowing, like, you're comfortable with, like, money, like bills and this and that, and you have, like, a little bit of room to do stuff you want to do. Yeah, it probably feels great, but that's only a small fraction of, I'd imagine, what you have on your mind, and what you're dealing with, So, and a lot of those things are things that money, like I said, will never be able to even touch. So, mental health and all that stuff is still a huge, big thing, even for rich people. Maybe even more so, because they feel like, damn, like, I have all this money and I have all this stuff, and I can do whatever I want. I shouldn't feel this way.
Yeah.
I shouldn't feel like I do. Why do I feel like this? Like, I'm in a better position than a lot of people are. Why do I feel bad about myself? You know what I'm saying? So then I could see that easily taking a toll on them, for them feeling like a regular human being, emotionally wise, and just kind of being, upset, but they feel bad about it because they're like, I'm in such a good spot in my life. I shouldn't feel like this, but I do, which then makes them feel more worse because now, so I could see it. It's probably just, I would imagine there's a whole different set of problems and shit that you have to deal with when you get to a certain tax bracket that we just don't have an idea because we're not in that tax bracket yet, but once you get to that point, you'd be like, oh, I didn't even realize, like, this was a thing. I didn't know that you guys were dealing with this, So I'm sure even though we have our issues, obviously, I'm guaranteed that they have their issues as well.
Yeah, facts. And as I said, money means everything and nothing at the same time. And that really struck me as I got to find a way to, when I think of these lessons, or when we think of these lessons of life for the first part of the show, we got to think of a title for it. But it's just interesting how, like, for the lesson this week, I guess, between you talked about DMX and, being grateful and regret, I think that understanding that money means everything and nothing at the same time. And it's kind of fucked up because I think it's one of the only things that in this world that has that meaning, where it's money's everything. Like, it's great. It's super necessary. You need money to put clothes on your back. You need money to drive your car. You need money to eat. But can mean nothing at the same time. And it's kind of fucked up. Is it capitalism? Is it the way world works?
I mean, I definitely think it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because you think about like just how the world's set up. I mean, money is needed for everything, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you don't have money, you can't do anything. You feel me? Even if you have money, it's expensive to be poor. You know what I'm saying? Like you're poor, like you got to pay fees for this because you don't got enough money for that, or you know what I'm saying?
It's expensive to die. It's expensive to be born.
You need money for all that. So yeah, money in that sense is everything because of how it's been made. So with capitalism and all that. And I'm not sitting here shitting on capitalism. I'm not trying to get in that conversation about what system is better and all that stuff. But I mean, it's I feel like you'd be lying to yourself if you don't think capitalism isn't flawed somewhat in how we see material goods and money and stuff like that, and how we treat people that don't make make enough and all that stuff, and so I definitely think that that's a big thing to do with how we look at money and how we kind of perceive things. I mean, but I don't know, bro. I mean, it's this has been an issue for decades, years, hundreds of years. Money. Bless you.
Thank you. You had to look at me like that when I sneezed.
I thought you were gonna cough.
Nah, you look disgusted for a second.
Oh, I thought you were gonna cough, like nastily. But yeah, I don't know, bro. I mean, money, like it's. As much as I like money, obviously, yeah, like, and obviously, I feel like everyone's on the chase for money. At the same time, that shit's so tiring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I imagine everybody probably feels like life isn't supposed to. You're born, you go to school, work, and die. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the life that people are supposed to live. No, not at all. I mean, but how do we change that? I mean, I don't think there's any way we can change that unless you choose to live a life, like a minimalistic life. And I know a lot of people that do that and they love it and they're having a great time and they feel more connected than anything else. And that could be the key to it. Not caring so much about material things and wealth and just surrounding yourself with good people, good food or whatever you want to surround yourself with that makes you feel good, and instead of and worrying about that more so instead of like, oh man, like I need to get a job that pays this much so I could do this and I could afford that and I could I got these bills to pay, because that's no life to live, at all. I mean, but at the same time, I mean, that's almost kind of like the life we're forced to live.
Yep.
And if we choose not to, then it's so difficult for us because everything is one way. So if you try to live a different way, I mean, it's tough. It's tough.
Very. So, all right, moving on to our positive news bullet point for the day. Jersey Mike's donated 100% of sales from 1,900 stores in their biggest day of giving in 11 years. This is per goodnewsnetwork.org. With a company goal of raising $8 million, Jersey Mike's subs blew past their mark during their annual month of giving to raise an incredible $15 million to help more than 200 charities worldwide. After they accepted donations from customers throughout March, the final day accumulated in Jersey Mike's location across America, donating 100% of sales, not just profits, to local charities. Shout out to Jersey Mike's, man. Big shout out to Jersey Mike's, always doing the right thing. That's definitely super appreciated. More than 1,900 restaurants that are known for their in-store freshly baked bread. This sounds like a Jersey Mike's ad.
I don't even think you gotta read all that.
I don't.
You don't have to read all that.
People got the message. Okay, cool. Yes, I think it's important for big corporations. I'll always give a shout out to big corporations who do the right thing. Always, man.
Yeah.
That's super important. So, all right, moving on to the Jukebox. A song I put in here, right? Back to DMX. Slippin' by DMX is a great fucking song.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that everyone should listen to it because it's a song that will teach you different things about struggling. And I think that when you listen to the song, you look at this man who at one point in time was on top of the world. Yeah,
I mean, everyone's seen that Woodstock video.
Phew, my fucking goodness. This man was up there in overalls, sweating bullets.
Yeah,
rocking.
Bro, performing to half the world.
Bro, white people, black
crazy.
people, Hispanic people. There's so many different kinds of people out there rocking the whole crowd. And I think that Slippin' is great because, again, it shows a man who's on top of the world, rocking crowds full of hundreds of thousands of people, selling millions of records, all this different kind of stuff, still dealt with issues and flaws.
Yeah, and that goes into what I was talking about earlier, just how you have all these artists constantly making music about, them personal music about themselves and, shit that they're going through and their issues and their problems, and everyone's just lit to it. Everyone's listening to it, but they're not really listening to it.
Yeah.
But then once you listen to that song now, and all the lyrics hit harder.
Yeah.
Because you're like, damn, like he wasn't just being DMX. He was out here trying to get people to realize that he's going through some shit, and there's a lot more shit going on, and than what people see DMX as. But people they weren't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? They weren't trying to hear that. Most people probably didn't really even care. You know, obviously he had friends that care. We all know, you know, Swizz Beatz and company, you know, obviously have kept him in their hearts forever. You know, I've been trying to get him help and stuff like that. So he's had people there. But from a fan perspective, a lot of fans, I would imagine a lot of fans don't necessarily care about the artist more so than they care about just the music they put out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, yeah, it's just a sad thing to listen to when an artist passes like how he unfortunately did, and then you listen to his music and then you just hear it, and then you feel like, damn, like just a year ago I was, you know, nodding my head to this, you know, listen to this, whatever, and now I'm sitting here like I feel horrible. That's what do we do? We can't do much, and obviously we can give them words of encouragement on Twitter and stuff like that, but we can't go and reach out and help the man. But we can do what we can, but people don't realize that until it's too late a lot of the time. I mean, and you hear about it all the time. I mean, with every artist that passes away early, then everyone's saying how great they were, and then you get all these stories from different artists. Oh man, I remember you in the studio doing this. I remember doing that. Blah blah. Blah. They're a great person. This, you know, but it's like, but did you tell them that when you saw them? Yeah. Did you tell them that when you know how great that experience was the next day? Like, yeah. You know, those things matter. Those things are important. You know, what were their friends doing? Were their friends, you know, pushing drugs in their face? You know what I'm saying? Were their friends trying to get them clean? Were their friends? Maybe they were. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. So I'm not shitting on anybody because I don't know what the situation was with the inner circle. But you know, there's a lot of things that you got to look at and be like, okay, like who's really here for me? You know, who's really helping me? You know. If you enjoyed something that someone did, or you enjoyed an experience, or you enjoyed a conversation, or you just enjoy them as a person, let them know. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, yo, like, just so you know, you're a great person. You know, like I had a lot of fun yesterday. You know, like I really needed that talk the other night. You feel me? Let them know you appreciate them. Don't appreciate them in silence. Appreciate them out loud. You know, because that probably is gonna help them so much more. Just bro. Okay, for example, boom. I don't know this guy, and I was in the gym, right? This dude was flexing his calves in the mirror. He had nice calves, bro. So I was like, nice calves, man. His face lit up. Really? Lit up. He was like, oh, man, thanks, bro. Like that, you know, that's dope. That really means a lot. And I was just trying to give dude a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have kept that shit to myself and just be like, oh, damn, dude has nice calves, whatever, boom. But that could have changed his whole day. Did it? Probably not. But in that moment, he was mad happy type shit. You feel me? So like those small things can mean so much to people that can bring them out of a hole that they're in. Especially if they feel like nobody really fucks with them, or nobody cares about them, or nobody appreciates them. It's for that one person to be like, even if you don't know them like that, if you just happen to have a random ass conversation with someone at a random ass party and it was good, hit them the next day on like IG, be like, yo, like that was cold. Yeah. Appreciate that. You know, and they'd be like, thanks, man. Like I did too. Or, you know, wow, like, I didn't even know. Like I thought it was really boring, but clearly I'm not. You know, you never know what people are going through. Facts. You never know what's going to bring their day up. So just the small acts can mean so much. And unfortunately, a lot of the times we don't realize that until people pass. And you think we would have learned the lesson by now, but for whatever reason, I think people think it's almost lame to be appreciative. Shit, not I. Type shit. You feel me? So it's like, I don't think it's corny, you know, but I could see how people may feel that way because it's like, man, like, well, I don't want to come off like too much. Yeah. I don't want to come off like, hey, bro, like, thanks you so much. And they're like, damn, bro, I was just talking to you. Like, I was, you know, that's nothing. But, you know, just, I don't know, bro. It's not corny. And if people think it's corny for being appreciative, then fuck them. Fuck them. You know, you feel me? Like, because I would, bro, if someone came up to me and telling me how much they appreciated me for whatever reason, that's gonna make my day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I'm having a horrible day and someone said, bro, like, you know, your podcast really has helped me out. I love listening to your shit. Man. Or, you know, I saw your pictures online. Like I saw, you know, I know you've been wanting to do this. That's cold. Or nice shoes. Nice haircut. Doesn't really matter. But it's just like, oh man, like, thank you. You feel me? And I feel like we want that so much, but we're never really willing to give that to somebody. And you know? And that's the part. One thing I love about women, bro, women will, if they fuck with each other, they will tell each other on the spot. I love that about women. They always be like, you know what, girl,
I love your shoes, or I love this. They'll go out of their way, oh, you pretty bitch, or whatever they say to each other, bro.
I was at the club the other day, and this dude, I didn't feel a way about it. Like, he didn't seem like he was coming on to me at all.
Yeah.
But he was like, hey, bro, like, you're a good looking guy. Like, he was like, I'm sure you get a lot more girls saying that anyway. Like, I'm not anything. I just want to let you know. And I was like, oh, thanks, bro.
I appreciate the shit out of that.
Yeah, I was like, thank you. You know, and I, like, he didn't, that was it. Didn't say a word to me after that, you know, and just kept doing what he was doing. So I didn't feel any way about it. Even if he was on that with me, I would just politely, you know, be like, I appreciate that, but I'm not on that. But that doesn't mean I don't want the compliment still. You know, that doesn't mean I still don't appreciate what you said. That's nice. You know, I feel like for guys, especially when it comes to like shit like that, you know, like I think a lot of guys, I think it's getting better now, to be honest with you. I mean, I think a lot of guys are realizing that it's okay to give another dude a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like for the longest time, people felt like, oh man, that's sus, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that dude, you know, that guy looks good. Or I'm not gonna say, like, because why? I don't know. Obviously, there is, you know, they didn't want to come off a certain way, but like, you don't. You feel me? And I think
you
a lot
come
of
off weirder when you don't say it, or when you put more thoughts to like, oh, I don't.
Yeah, if you overthink it, then it's just like, why you just give the compliment or don't give the compliment? You know what I'm saying? Most of the times they don't give it. You know, but I think a lot of guys would really appreciate compliments. I think a lot of guys really appreciate a lot of just acts of affection, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like an affectionate, like or like a romantic type of thing, but just like a hug, you know, or just like a compliment on something, or saying like, hey, bro, you look good, or a nice shirt, bro, or a nice haircut. You must have been hitting the gym, or you know what I'm saying? Just compliments that you don't usually get, because I can't remember the last time I got like. Other than like the other night, but like getting compliments like that, you don't get them like that.
Man, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say you don't get hugs like that, you know, like legit, genuine hugs. You know, you don't get that type of shit, bro. You don't just get random compliments on the street most of the time from a guy. You know, and sometimes it's great getting it from girls, but I mean, I'd imagine getting it from the same sex is like dope, bro. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? I don't know, bro. I mean, there's probably so much like mind shit that goes into that of why people want certain compliments from certain people and all that stuff, but I definitely think that the times are changing and guys feel a bit more comfortable giving those compliments. But I definitely think that I think a lot of guys would appreciate a little bit more just people showing that they actually care about them, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of guys don't get asked like, "Are you okay? Like, how are you doing?" You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't get that. They are supposed to be seen as, you know, oh, I'm good, bro. I'm straight, man.
Right.
Like, I'm a soldier. I'll fight through it. You know what I'm saying? But even if you fight through it, like, you're still getting hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're still getting bruised up, you know, and it's not fun. You feel me? Like, it's not, I don't know any guy that just likes dealing with things and gets no help at all. And like, I don't know any, like, do I like getting help? No, I don't like getting help. I'd much rather just deal with that shit myself. You feel me? But when someone, I remember one time my mom asked me, "Are you okay? Like, are you doing okay?" Because I must have looked like I wasn't. And I wasn't at the time. And just her asking me that opened the floodgates. Like, opened the floodgates, and all this shit I was thinking about just kind of came to mind. And I was talking, and it was bad, but I was just like, damn, like, I didn't even realize how little someone just asked me, "Are you okay? Are you doing okay?" You know what I'm saying? Because no one's asked me that in so long that I just didn't talk to anybody about certain stuff. And so the one person who did, and it just happened to be my mom, you know,
chopper fly.
Almost because I couldn't stop it. Like, the dam broke and everything started coming out, and you know, all my problems and everything. I was just getting out, crying and shit. And I was like, man, I can't remember the last time I cried from my mom in front of anybody, really. But you know, I mean, that stuff happens, man. You know, and it's sad that I feel like for guys, like, people don't really, not that people don't care, but it kind of, sometimes it feels like people don't really give a fuck about what we're going through. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I was just gonna say, you know, and I think that, you know, hopefully that's gonna stop soon, and, you know, that people actually start looking towards their brothers and their friends and their cousins and fathers, uncles, and asking them, like, how are you doing? You know, like, legit, not just like, hey, what's up, bro, but like, how are you?
Yeah, and that's why important songs like Slippin', and so that's why songs like Slippin' are super important, because no matter what you may see on the outside, people go through different shit.
Yeah.
And that a lot of times these issues that come and they can back up and they can really begin to build on your shoulders, and before you know it, you're proverbially slipping to the point where damn, you may not be able to walk because you got so much shit, or you just slipping on life.
Yeah, bro. I mean, imagine you wake up and you just got so much shit on you that you're like, I don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to get out of bed. I just want to sit here. I've been in those situations. I've literally been in situations where I've been up at night, not even late, but I'm just like, damn, I don't want to be up anymore. So I'm just going to go to sleep now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll like take 2 melatonin just so I can like knock out. Because I'm like, I don't want to be up. Not that and it's not like I don't want to be here. It's just I don't want to be awake because I don't want to think about what I'm thinking about. I don't want to have to deal with what I'm dealing with, you know. So I'd rather just be sleeping instead, you know. And I feel like I've had conversations with a lot of my friends, and they felt the same way in certain situations where it's like, yeah, bro, I know how you feel, or I just don't want to. I don't want to do anything.
Yeah,
facts. I don't want to do anything because I feel like there's so much that's on me that I'd rather just not even start.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a shitty feeling to feel like that, you know, because it's not natural, you know, and when you don't have people to talk to, or even if you do have people to talk to, but you're the type of person that's like doesn't, you know, which I feel like I'm that type of guy, to be honest with you. Like I have people I can talk to. You know, they may not always come up and be like, hey, are you okay? You know, but I know if I needed to talk, I could be like, yo, like, I need to talk. And they'd be like, what's up, man? But like, at the same time, like, I don't want to, it's not that I'm a burden. I feel like a burden, but it's just like, I think to myself, like, how are they going to be able to help me?
Yeah.
If I can't, you know, if I can't help myself, how are they going to be able to help me? You know,
it makes you feel weak.
Yeah, in a sense. And that's horrible because people getting help isn't something that should be like, looked down upon, or talking to people isn't that should look down upon. But I mean, when I guess you're looked at to be some, you know, whether in your friend group you're the guy that everyone goes to talk to, you're the guy that's solid, you're the guy that's, you know, not as whatever the case is, you're that guy. It's hard for you to be that guy and then be like, oh man, okay, now I need to go talk to somebody. But if you're always that somebody, who do you go to? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like Drake, like who's gonna save me when I need saving? that's real. And I guarantee you, people probably listen to that lyric and are like, "Damn, bro, I felt that, bro. I felt that shit, man." Everyone feels that. It's just like, damn, like yeah, you feel like everybody feels like they're out there helping other people, making sure you're straight, making sure I'm taking you here, I'm making sure you know you're getting home safe, or I'm gonna pull up if you call me, I'm there, type shit, or you know you're going through something, I'll sit here and listen to you talk for 2 hours, 3 hours, you know. But even in doing that, I think a lot of people don't realize that even though people are willing to, if you have someone that's willing to do that for you, that it takes a toll on them just as much as it takes a toll on you. You know what I'm saying? Listening to someone being upset, being down, which is normal, listening to them and then trying to fix their problems and help them out is taxing. You know what I'm saying? So if you're that person, you have not just your issues, but you have everybody else's issues on you.
Definitely.
Shit takes a toll, man.
It definitely does.
It takes a toll.
It definitely does, man. Those are good words. We got another one for the jukebox. We can skip that because we just got into a different conversation. It's not going to fit what we talk about.
Not at
all. Let's go right to the bigger picture.
All right, boom, bigger picture. So recently, obviously you know about this, but Kyrie Irving and Dennis Schroeder got ejected. Right, from a game. That's nothing, you know, people get ejected from basketball games, but a lot of people are kind of confused about what the ejection, because it wasn't even an intense back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I think Kyrie got upset because Dennis called him a nigga.
Yeah.
I don't know in what context.
Probably
some shit like, damn nigga.
Isn't it crazy how we say nigga all the time? When you say called him a nigga, it sounds worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know in what context it was used. Probably wasn't even used derogatory, you know. No. But and Kyrie felt a way about it, so he was John Adam, boom, boom, boom. From the video, it looked like Kyrie was doing more of the talking than Dennis was. To be honest with you, because Kyrie was like, bro, I said it was nigga, bro. I wasn't like doing shit. But anyway, but they both got ejected, right? And for the very, 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 very soft back and forth. And I'm just like, why? Like, what is going on with not even just the NBA, but sports in general? I feel like where things like emotions almost looked as a penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't show emotion. You can't, if you just posturize somebody, you can't scream after in intensity. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what am I supposed to do? Just shut up and walk back down the court? Like, that's just wild to me. And I feel like that's not even just in sports, but it could also just be in life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't fully express yourself anymore because of, I don't know who's going to hear me and who's going to get upset or who's going to, be offended by, whatever, my intensity or my passion for something, So I got to keep it PC and make sure everyone's happy and shit like that. Yeah. And I feel like that's really happening in sports across the board than in hockey, because you still got fights in hockey. Still got fights in hockey. That's lit though.
Run they face.
I'm not saying you should have whole boxing matches in the middle of, of the court in basketball, but I mean, just let them. These are grown men and women playing a competitive sport professionally.
Yeah.
To sit here and tell me that emotions won't run a little high,
it's bullshit.
And things won't get said is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So to penalize everybody all the time, give them texts, throw them out, it's just like, why are you doing that?
I agree. And honestly, if the NBA wanted to make more money, they let these players argue that shit out. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know what image they're trying to keep up as being perfect, because nobody's perfect. But if I'm watching a game and if I see two like Kyrie Irving and Dennis Schroeder, or if say I see like a Bron and say like a Bron and KD, say they get into it, even though I know they cool with each other, and they heated, they woo this and woo that, like really though, like even though you technically you should break it up, that's sports. Let them run that shit out. Because if you don't let them walk, because by doing that, it's gonna bring in more money. Because at the end of the day, bro, it's about dollars. Yeah. And I think capitalism was making people softer. Everyone trying to be politically correct, not trying to get canceled, none of that shit. It's soft around the board. But I think what the NBA can do in sports in general, let these players argue it out. Let these players talk it out. Like, can you imagine an NBA game with like a penalty box or some shit? Where they just argue and they go to the side like, I thought you was this. I thought you. They just let them talk it out for a few minutes. Let them bark instead of ejecting them right away. This is going to make the game so much more intense. 90s basketball, even early 2000s basketball, that shit was a whole different feel than now.
I feel like that was like the prime of basketball.
You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, talent-wise, maybe not now, because these players get better every fucking year.
Intensity, for the culture.
Intensity.
The basketball culture, I think that was the best time.
Well, like, the 80s and 90s have a lot of our Hall of Famers and GOATs, because
because everyone's still playing.
And it's like, everyone's still playing, but the 80s and 90s shaped basketball for the future.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Between Mike, Magic, Chuck...
Had all like superstars
change everything.
Global.
But I feel like if they were a penalty box, they were able to argue and really get at each other in a way, it would do great for the NBA.
Yeah, I don't know about penalty box, but just letting them just
be themselves,
argue. You don't gotta let them fight. No. You know what I'm saying? But let them argue and then let them take out the frustration on the court. Because now you got these two players, especially if they're two good players on each team. All right, now they're gonna go that much harder. You know what I'm saying? Now they might have a great battle, this and that. But at the end of the day, bro, it's just. You telling me, like, I guarantee you these refs, I would hope, have been playing pickup games or have played this sport collegiately or whatever the case is, and if they aren't running up and down the court silent, with a smile on their face. That's what I'm saying, bro. So if you're getting that heated in a pickup game, this is a game that actually means something. You know what I'm saying? At least in the realm of sports, like championship or money or whatever the case is, like they're actually playing for some shit. And you're not even letting it. Like, I think someone got a tech for bouncing a ball.
That's lame.
A little hard the other day, and this is like what I think Luka got a tech for yelling and one.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's a part of the game. That's literally a part of the game, and you're getting them a tech for that. Like, come on, bro. It's just. I just don't understand what they want these players to do anymore.
I don't know, but can you imagine if because I'm sure the NBA runs open runs in the offseason, like all the players doing shit. But can you imagine, bro, if a ref went and joined the NBA player pickup game and was playing with the NBA players, they would dog that motherfucker out.
Yeah,
they'd be like, come here, Tony Brothers, or whatever his name is. Ha.
Yeah.
Not Joey Crawford. Can you imagine Joey Crawford playing pickup game, bro? They would destroy him.
That wouldn't go over well.
That'd be fucking hilarious. I would love to see it. Yeah. That would be hilarious, bro. But I get what you're saying, though, man. I think the world's getting a lot softer due to just money, and people don't want to get canceled. Everyone's becoming a lot more PC about certain things, and I say money because the term cancellation or whatever, cancellation at times can affect your bottom line, your dollar.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you also got to think about, like, everything's so much more public now. Like, I mean, I know my parents have told me time and time again, like, man, like, I'm so glad I didn't grow up in this era.
Yeah.
Because I did some wild shit when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? So imagine now, you might do some wild shit, but guarantee someone has a phone out. Someone's recording that. You know what I'm saying? Someone's recording you
So lame.
throwing up in the alley. Someone's recording you doing this, something embarrassing. Someone's recording you. And someone's going to have that recording. Well, and they might delete it. It's still there out there somewhere. You know, whether it's in a database somewhere, like your embarrassing moments have such a higher chance of being broadcasted to the whole world.
Yeah.
That now I feel like everyone's like, fuck, like, I'm so nervous to almost be me because I don't know how other people are going to react to me being me, you know, or if I'm going to be made fun of. And this is, then granted, you shouldn't really give a fuck, but it's hard to not care when, you know, your worst moment can be somebody else's, you know, laughter
viral,
type shit. You know, right? And it's just like, damn, like I was really down bad in this moment. And now I'm looking at this video, it has 1 million+ views, everyone laughing at me. You know, that's not going to make you feel good.
And I'm not paid for it.
Yeah, right. So it's just like, I mean, shit like that is probably just definitely, you know, I don't know, bro. It's just if you really think about it, this is a weird time we're living in, man. It's just like everything's so connected, which is great, but at the same time, it's not, because now you can't really do anything. You can't do anything without someone knowing what you're doing. Or, oh, I saw you on, even if you're like, damn, I didn't post a snap today, boom, boom, boom. Oh, I saw you on so-and-so's snap doing this. Oh, I saw you doing that. Or I heard you, you know what I mean? Then it's like, damn, like I didn't even post anything. And people are still seeing me doing this or still seeing me out here doing that. Not that I got anything to hide, but it's just like, damn, like, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. I highly agree, bro.
Yeah.
I highly agree. So I feel like, and I say as we can wrap up, unless you got something else, I do feel like that the world is trending to something that's it's gonna come off hella fake. It's gonna seem hella fake because everyone tries to be perfect. Everyone tries to make everything make sense. Not everything's supposed to make sense. Not everything is gonna be, you know, to the T. But I feel like when people try to do that, it's when they really lose touch of life and lose touch of themselves. You know, Jordan put out a good piece about perfectionism today, and I didn't read it, so let me put out a piece on it today. I was about to elaborate, but I can't elaborate some shit I didn't read. But I think that the term perfectionism is, I think, what everyone's striving for, because everyone wants to stay in this politically PC zone, but life isn't in the PC zone.
Not at all.
It's not. Life isn't in that corporate world. Life isn't in those $1 million meetings where you're trying to seem perfect and shit, or like, you know, you have to change your voice or code switch. Life isn't in there. Life is in real life. So, and real life is only gonna do what real life does. I think I said real life too much, but whatever.
Yeah. I get it though. I get what you're saying, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Give me social medias for me, my boy.
All right. So Snapchat is PB00GS. Instagram is Pierce_Michael1. That's PIERCE_MICHAEL #1.
Yes, sir. All right. Devonn Overstreet on all platforms. DStreets815 on Twitter. Devonn on Instagram. And most importantly, ISD and School Detention on all podcast platforms. All of them. YouTube as well, guys.
Yes.
Dash, you still there?
No, my phone's on 4%.
I hear you. All right,
Yeah, dude has like 4 Instagrams anyway, bro. He'd be here all day, man.
The camera about to die. So
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
We'll put it in the description.
I'll try. My fingers might get tired. Y'all have a good week.
Peace.